Hi, I'm Rachel Lynn. Please pardon my appearance right now. I have been painting. Yes, that's right. Look at my hands. They are like there's paint all over my hands. So pardon my appearance, but yes, it's been a long day of painting and still not even halfway done. So anyway, I just wanted to pop on here because I've been a little MIA. I didn't do an update, I think the last maybe 2 weeks, on how my grocery budget challenge has been going. So I just wanted to get on here and let you know how that's going, and also to say, like, this is officially the end of my challenge. I wanted to get to the end of March, and here we are, just a few days away from the end of March. This is the last weekend. I usually go shopping on the weekends. I haven't been to the store. This is like Sunday evening, so yeah, I need to go. I really do need to go to the store, but I just kind of wanted to let you know how that challenge is going. So I have not been to the store since the last time I told you I went to the store. I have not really needed to go. I've been okay without milk the last week, maybe not quite a whole week. That's because I ran out of milk right around the same time that I ran out of cereal. So I've just been eating oatmeal, or I do have a couple of frozen breakfast sandwiches in the freezer. I've had Actually, I think I only had one of those this week. And then oatmeal. I've got granola bars that I'm still eating. To come full circle and just say, really, like, this is technically my challenge was supposed to go till the end of March. Although I also wanted to see how long I could go. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going on this challenge or not. But I did want to talk about a few things. First of all, my dog is barking. First of all, I haven't had to get very creative. I thought that part of this challenge was going to be about me having to be creative with the food that I eat and the meals that I make. I have eaten out a little bit more often, but that's because I have made it a weekly thing now that I'm going out with my great aunt. She is 93, almost 94 years old, and my mom used to go out to lunch with her every single week, up until you know the pandemic hit, and then they kind of stopped going out because nobody could go out anywhere. And then my mom died, and so nobody's really been going out with her. And so it just kind of happens that, let's go to fish fries on Friday. And so we started doing that. And I've already told her that we're going to keep going even after lunch is done. We're going to keep going out on Friday nights. I have been putting that in my budget as family time. And so I will be doing a budget update soon, in the next couple of days, and let you know how March went. Now I'm talking about my budget. So you definitely want to catch my budget recap to see how that all played out. But as far as the grocery challenge, well, I mean, I feel like I've learned some stuff, but I also kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me just tell you what my thoughts are. So first of all, I'm thinking that I don't think that my spending would have continued the way that it was. I think some of that was I was putting household items in my groceries, and like I was putting it all together, and it just seemed like a lot. Part of that was I was buying stuff that I didn't have that were like staples for my pantry. And I think it's nice to have that confirmed, but I do realize that I was buying grocery items that I did not need. I was buying a lot of drinks and things that I don't need when I can have, water or milk instead of, sodas or tea, or other things that I really don't need to be drinking anyway. Plus I was like, making sure that I had plenty of food items so that, I didn't want to run out of something, and I wanted to have things on hand. So I was overbuying, and I do realize that. And so another reason why I'm glad that I did this challenge is that it taught me, like, it's okay if you run out of something for a little short time. Now, there's some things that I always keep on hand, and I try to make sure that I never run out of, but most of those things are like not even food items, like I always have a second thing of deodorant on hand because I never want to run out. I always make sure that I buy toilet paper, always have toilet paper on hand. But those things don't go bad. So it's not like, if I bought 2 gallons of milk because I don't want to run out, that would be ridiculous. It's going to go bad before I can use it all. And so the same thing goes with even, boxed items. If I'm buying too much, not that the pasta is really going to go bad, but still, I don't need 6 things of pasta sitting there. And if I do run out of pasta, like, it's okay. I will be fine. But, if I run out of toilet paper or deodorant, that's another story. So I'm glad that I took on this challenge before I made it a habit of buying too many things at the grocery that I don't need. I think I just kind of did that a couple of months in a row, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, I need to take a step back. I need to not, have a free-for-all every time I go to the grocery store, and that's what I was doing. And so even though most of what I bought was semi-needed, but before it became a habit, I was able to rein back my spending. I was also able to adjust my budget and make more room in my budget because I had a very, very tight budget. I didn't have a lot of extra money going towards house repairs or extra debt or anything like that. I had a very, very tight budget, and I was allowing myself $300 a month for household items and groceries. And I thought, well, that's I don't know, for one person, I don't know if that's too much, but including household items, I thought that's a fair amount. But I was taking that as that's a lot of money. I can buy whatever I want at the grocery store. So I bought whatever I wanted at the grocery store and had a couple of trips that were, over $200 in at least on 2 different occasions. At least I know one was around $200 and one was like almost $300. But like I said, there a lot of that I did have household items lumped into that, but that $300 was supposed to be both of those things. So that's another adjustment that I made is I split up my household and my groceries. So if I need toilet paper, if I need deodorant, if I need like hand soap, if I need laundry soap, those things for the household, not like household repairs and not like, if I need a new blanket or something, which I do not need any new blankets, but just say like something for the house, like those kinds of things, that comes from my house sinking fund. When the household items are things that you need to buy on the regular, like laundry detergent and hand soap and toilet paper. So those things come from the household budget. And separating that from the groceries, I think will help in the long run. So actually, I did not buy a single thing household wise this whole month. I went to the grocery once and I told you about what I got, and it was all groceries, no household items at all. When I split up my groceries and my household, and because my grocery budget was so low, $10 a week, I think that was like $50 for the month is what I gave myself. And then the household, I put like $100 in there because I didn't know what I was going to need. Well, I didn't buy a single thing for the household. Technically from that budget. I bought other stuff for the house, but comes from the sinking fund. And then my groceries, I only spent like, what was that, $20, $30? Not even $30. And so I was able to save a lot of money that way. And so I actually think going into the next month when I set up my budget for April, I can actually reduce my household budget probably quite a bit more, maybe like $50. And then going forward for my grocery budget, I think I am going to allow myself a little bit more money because I am going to need more than just milk and produce and, occasionally meat. But if I want, I used up the last of my chicken that I had in the freezer. I used up the last of my ground beef. I have eaten all of the frozen pizzas I had. I only had 2. I finished off my cereal. Like that lasted me almost the entire month of March. And so I have used some things up that I would like to buy again. I mean, these are things that I eat on the regular, but I'm going to go forward with a $20 a week grocery budget. So I think that's going to be like $100 a month total. So just kind of double. That way, if I have a 5 week month, then it's even, and that gives me just a tiny little bit more on a regular month. That way, I don't have to like adjust it each month depending on how many weeks, and I don't have to bother with looking at it. I can just be okay, $100 a month. That's about $20 a week, even though it's more like 25 because But that doesn't mean I have to use it all. I am going to kind of like end the challenge here, and the challenge going forward is more like stay in budget. And I know, like, it sounds stupid, but if I just tell myself it's a challenge, then I'm like, yeah, I can do this. So I just need to stay in budget now, and I'm going to give myself $100 a month, but still try to only buy what I really truly need. So this is officially the end of my grocery budget $10 a week challenge. I feel a little like let down for the challenge, I guess, because I don't feel like I ever really needed to get super creative. I didn't have to be like, oh, well, I've got a can of beans and I've got some rice and I've got some canned chicken and I'm going to throw it together somehow. And I never really like had to do anything like that. I just kind of ate regularly until this last week, and I just kind of I scrimped by a little bit the last couple of days just because I didn't feel like cooking. Like, I didn't feel like cooking a big pot of pasta, so I didn't, even though I could have. Like, it wouldn't have had a meat sauce, but, I've got pasta, I've got sauce, I've got sweet potatoes in there, I've got regular potatoes in there. I just didn't feel like cooking at the end of the week. That was the only reason why I had to get kind of creative, is because I did. Like, I just don't feel like cooking. But yeah, so I just feel a little like, well, I'm just now getting to that point where I'm gonna have to like try to figure stuff out and try to be a little creative. And now that, the month is over and the challenge is done. So I think that even though I'm kind of like let down a little bit about that, it's more like you're okay if you don't have everything in the pantry that you want at all times. It's okay. Like, you still have plenty to eat and plenty of things to make, and it'll be fine. That's kind of where I'm at today. So, challenge over, and challenge a success. And I learned some things. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I could do another type of grocery challenge in the future. If you have any ideas for a grocery challenge I could do, leave them down below in the comments, and I will definitely consider them because I like doing challenges. I mean, it's kind of fun to challenge yourself and try to just stretch and I don't know, just achieve something. Even if it's not exactly what you think it's going to be, like this time around, like it didn't it wasn't exactly like it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Like, I'm a little disappointed because it was not as hard as I thought it would be. So yeah, I just need to get over that and just be like, yeah, we're done. I need to go to the grocery and I'm gonna buy a frozen pizza to just have one in the freezer. I'm gonna have to buy some chicken to put in the freezer and some ground beef just to have in there. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna buy that stuff, and I might spend more than $10 for the week, but that's okay. I have $100 to spend for the whole month, and once I spend $100, then I need to call it quits, or maybe it comes from my spending money. Who knows? So I just I feel like I have things under control now. So that's the biggest thing, is that I've got that spending under control before it became a habit, and I feel good about it. I do not feel good about how I am looking right now. I just like feel terrible. But stay tuned. I have been filming the whole transformation process in the living room, in the hallway, and you are definitely going to want to see what it looks like because wow, I think I'm going to be so relieved once this is done. It's been a lot of hard work, but um it's looking good. It's looking really good. So stay tuned for that video too. And then my budget recap for March will be coming out very soon too. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.